we're actually going to one of our favourite cafes, restaurant.
So we're going to catch up with Oli and have a bit of a chat to him just in regards to what brought him to El Salvador and how he set up his business and the reasons why he set up the business he did.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to find foreigners that have already set up a business here before a lot of the Bukele regime stuff came in.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a bit of a chat to him and share his story.
So we're interviewing Oli on site at the cafe, and testament to the growth that's actually happening in El Zonte and El Salvador, there is a lot of background noise. So during the interview, we're really sorry if some of the things are hard to hear. We'll do our best to clean up any of the audio and put subtitles if they're necessary. Thank you for watching.
Absolutely. And it is quite incredible. Bitcoin Beach, El Zonte, is booming. You know, there's right next door, there's a huge hotel going in. Across the side over here, there's another building going in. We're like 15 metres away from one of the best surf breaks in El Salvador, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah. So thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And please like, share, and subscribe this video with anybody you think needs inspiration to go out and do what they love. Welcome to another interview with Nicki and James. We discovered this little cafe in El Zonte. We met the proprietor, Oli, and we have come here so many times we've lost count. We often come here to share it with people that are new to El Zonte, or new to El Salvador, because we want them to see what's possible here. We think that what Oli has done is testament to people living a lifestyle and creating business here in this awesome little country.
So welcome, Oli, and thank you for giving us the time to
Thanks
catch
so
up.
much,
Really appreciate
Pleasure.
it. Can you tell us just a little bit about what you're doing in Canada before you came to El Salvador?
Oh my god, that's a long story because I've been traveling for over 12 years now.
Yeah.
So my story in Canada, it's more when I was like a young adult, like and stuff. It's been forever. I was a gymnastic coach a long time ago, and I was doing my university, and I started traveling. So I would finish my exam, and then a few hours later, I already had my flight booked to go to Costa Rica. Back then it was.
Wow.
So I used to do that for so many years, and realized that I didn't want to stay in Canada, and I like the lifestyle of traveling and surfing all over the world and stuff like that. So my Canadian story is too far away, I would say. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So you've been searching the waves really for the last 12 years?
Pretty
So-
much, yeah. And
Yeah.
I came here actually on one of my first trip, and it was in 2012. I first discovered El Zonte.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, a long time ago. I did 3 years in a row,
Yep.
and then I took a few years. I went on the other side of the world. I lived in Australia and the Philippines, and then randomly came back here because I knew it was amazing. And my friend told me, "Hey, Oli, I'm coming back to El Zonte. Like, perfect. I don't know what to do. I'll meet you 3 weeks before you arrive." And then
Yeah.
here I am.
Here you are. Wow.
So how long have you been permanently here?
Permanently
In El Salvador.
since I came back. So it was October 2019, I think. Yeah. So I've been here for 3.5 years full time. Never left.
So was that before the Bukele was sort of a big thing? Like, or was it at the start of Bukele becoming a bit of a thing?
I don't really knew not much about about the politics here before
Okay.
I arrived. So I kind of got more into it while the country was evolving and so many changes happened in the last 3 years. The quarantine made me like knew who he was. I didn't even knew him before that.
Yeah.
So all those Canada Nacional, they call it. So they do like a speech every 2 weeks or something. So I kind of get to know him during that time. So I didn't really know nothing about Naib and stuff like that.
Awesome. So you came to El Salvador purely for the surf, the lifestyle.
For surfing, surf and lifestyle. Yeah,
Awesome.
It's exactly
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah, so the changes, so when you were coming way back, you know, when you first started
Yep.
coming to El Salvador, to now, you would have noticed a huge change.
Yes,
And-
and the
and-
change
yeah.
has been mostly in the last, I think, 5 years.
Right.
So from 2012 till since I came back, it was really like slowly like developing, and then now I feel like the boom is really happening.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So what got you into setting up a cafe?
I started one in the Philippines, but like me as a cook, it was like I could have done anything in the world. Like as a job, my plan was just to be close to the water and be able to serve. So it came like the idea of like liking to cook and like stuff like that and being by the beach. And then everywhere in the world that I traveled, I realized like one job everyone needs is cooks and chefs and dishwashers and like preppers, and like, there's always staff missing in the kitchen. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll start like cooking and stuff like that. Always loved cooking. And then I had a really good opportunity in the Philippines that I started a cafe and run that for 2 years. It was my first experience like having my own restaurant. And when I came back here, same thing, I had the same opportunity and I knew already how to do it. So I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool spot. I knew I already liked for so long. So I had to say yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So how did you come across this opportunity here on, well, what is now Bitcoin Beach, but you were obviously here before that was a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I already knew Sankulo Juan that runs the place here for around 15 years, I think. And we always really connect together. Really good friend of mine. And then yeah, one day I started cooking for him, little breakfast and dinners. He's like, your food is so good. And told him my story about the Philippines and stuff. And we had this square available. And it was all over the place, like a bit abandoned. And he's like, what about you start a cafe here? And I'm like, let me think about it. Let me sleep on it. And it took me, I think, a night or two. Yeah. I checked my bank account. I was like, it's going to be a rough one. But I did it.
Yeah.
And then we started building. And I opened the day. Like, I remember I went to the bike store to buy a second helmet, I think. And I slid my Canadian card and it said insufficient fund. I was like, okay, we're opening tomorrow.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah,
Started with $0, seriously.
Yeah, what you've created here is pretty amazing because you've still got your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think this is a big thing that we really love is the fact that you still have your lifestyle where you can still go surfing.
Exactly.
And you are open 3 mornings a week.
Yeah.
And every time we come, you're pretty chock-a-block, which is incredible. So your reputation is out there, which is great. So did it take long for you to, once you set up, for people to start coming?
For locals and friends, it didn't take too long. Like, people were really supportive. And it was something new also. So every time something new starts, I feel like in the village, people are interested to come see what it is. And then I was always trying to do something healthy and big surfer meals. So I think people like that since the start. But it took me a long time to get to attract the city crowd and like other people without having to do like promotioning or anything. I was just word to mouth and people saw you came, but it took I would say a year or two easy before it get a bit more popular.
Yeah.
Right.
Because definitely your coffees, I remember when the first time we came here and we had one of your espressos, I was like, yay, we finally found a good coffee.
You got lucky because you came at the right time.
Yeah.
I was surfing. I started with like a 14 cups coffee machine, just filtered like that.
Oh, wow.
And then I upgraded to like a 16 and then to a 60, like a big one. And I was like, okay. And then I don't know. I just went and, maybe we should get an espresso machine. I feel like drinking good coffees also. And I got one secondhand, but it was giving me giving me shock all the time. So I had to put some electrical tape.
Oh no.
It was not the best. And then it broke after a few weeks. I bought it and it cost me a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, let's go get a brand new one with warranty, everything. And now finally we're serving proper coffee.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Because even the last couple that we had breakfast here with, they said, wow, this is good coffee too. So they were really
we take it seriously now. Like every shot, like it's weighted. We weight it. So we adjust the machine every single morning. So every pour is like super. And we take it seriously, but it makes sense because then we're a coffee shop also. And before it was more like focused on the food.
Yeah.
And now it's more about food, but also coffee that can be very good too. Yeah. And I'm very happy about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we love the coffee.
Yeah.
People treat themselves like a few, 2-3 coffees sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's very good. So we're actually quite inspired by the fact that you're a foreigner that's come and you've set up a business and you've created a lifestyle here. If there were other people who were inspired by what you've done here, is it something that they could also do?
Yes, everyone can do it. It's just having the opportunity also to do it, which I think it's the hardest part. Like especially when a place like here, everything's fully occupied and fully booked. It's like hard to find that spot by the beach that's gonna give you that chance to do that.
Right.
But yeah, everyone can do it, and I was inspired by so many people, and not jealous, but I was like, I want to do that too, like, but for so long, and then I want to start at a hostel at first.
Right.
But then I realized like I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then also a restaurant also.
Yes.
It's not the easiest too.
No.
Like the best for me would be to have an Airbnb and
Yeah.
rent it and
Yeah.
chill and surf more even.
Awesome. You're just saying that the hostel
Yeah.
would be quite a lot of, or the restaurant would be quite a lot of responsibility, a lot of work. I'm guessing that would reduce the amount of lifestyle you had. Would that be, or it would change the lifestyle you had here? Is it because the surfing's a really big part, or?
For me, everything I do is about surfing.
Okay.
Just people don't see it that way, but all my schedule is based around surfing. Like
Right.
I bought a watch just so I can bake my bread and go surfing at the same time. Always get 4 waves in the morning before I open, and for me, that's how I wanted to do it because that's my way to stay happy.
Yes.
And then yeah, with the cafe also, my schedule makes it I can have a few days off and surf all the time. But also that's my only way to stay happy, and I came here to be able to relax too and work for myself, and I think 3 days is plenty enough,
Yeah.
and I feel comfortable
Yeah.
with that.
That's amazing because so many people get caught up in the daily grind of life.
Unbelievable.
And it's awesome that you have created your lifestyle where your happiness comes first.
Of course,
And that's
it's the most important
amazing.
part too.
Yeah.
And I used to, well, when I first started, I opened 6 days a week. I
yeah.
almost burned out. I was going crazy, you know. And then I slowly reduced, but it helped me that it got more popular also. So people were giving me the chance to also be like, okay, if you open only 4 days, you can relax also, you know.
Yeah.
And then now it's 3.
3.
And I'll say 3. I
Yeah.
think 3 is a good number,
Yeah.
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 good amount of days. Because then, in the end, on Monday I relax a bit, and then on Tuesday I go to the city. On Wednesday I can go to La Libertad. On Thursday I prep, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday it's back on. So at the end, it's a lot of work people don't see and a lot of prep
Yeah.
to be able to do quality stuff also.
Yeah.
And what's it like setting up a business here in El Salvador? Like, especially a food business, like, because I know in other countries, you know, with hygiene and with
Well, we get-
regulations,
Yeah.
is it similar here in El Salvador?
It is similar. They call it the health.
Health authorities or health
Exactly, they
regulations?
come
Yeah.
visit us
Okay,
every
yes.
now and then for sure, and we always have like a lot of stuff in my kitchen I had to change because they came visit me and tell me, okay, this needs to be like that and stuff.
Yes.
But they're really helpful, and like every restaurant, like there's a bit of a follow-up they
Cool.
do here also
Yeah.
to make sure everything is
Yeah.
clean, and you know,
Awesome.
especially when we have the ISA or the WSL, the big surf competition, they usually come before those days to make sure everyone's working properly.
Yes.
To make sure all
Yeah.
those people get, you know, proper food and no one gets sick, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because that could be not so good. Now, one of the other amazing things with your cafe here is the fact that you only serve 2 dishes.
That's right.
And I know every week they change,
Yes.
but those 2 dishes, so you either have a salty or a sweet. Now, what
What
you inspired you
what
to
inspired
come
you
up with
there?
that?
I don't even know how I started with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I always had. I knew I wanted a small menu. For me, it makes more sense to be more fresh, and it's just like I focus on those things, those 2 things or 3 things, and I'll be good. I'll be fresh. I don't know, when I go to another restaurant and I look and I see like 6 pages, it just tells myself, you guys have a big freezer.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I wanted to, and my fridge also is tiny, so I have to make stuff, you know, very simple. And yeah, I thought like people on the daily life, they eat something sweet or something salty, so I was like, okay, maybe it'll be easier like that.
Yeah.
And then I got the tattoo also, salty or sweet.
Sweet. Oh,
Oh,
brilliant.
awesome.
That's
Very
really cool.
Well, you made the comment before that this lifestyle makes you happy.
Yeah.
And I just wanted, like, from our personal experience, you bring a lot, like this little cafe has brought a lot of happiness to us, like to enjoy your food here, the personality here, and the people that also have a great time here.
Thank you.
Like, that makes us happy, and we just wanted you to know
Thank you.
that you're making people happy as well.
Yes.
And that's actually, I'm not too sure if it's even about food and stuff. It's more about I do the food that makes me happy, and then I like to see the reaction on people's faces when they receive the food and stuff like that. For me, that's when I see like a good little smile after or before, or when they receive the plate, or that's what makes me happy, and that's what keeps me going. Also, like the positive feedback that people are happy and they like the vibe and the food. And everything like that. Yeah.
Because we have met so many people for the first time here. Like if anyone, because a lot of people come and they're just visiting and they'll be staying in our Zonte. And so we'll go, oh, right, well, you know, they'll contact us and they'll want to meet up with us, and we go, right, yep, Canegue, Friday, Saturday or Sunday morning. and that's what it is, and it's brilliant. And so it's really cool because we've met some amazing, you know, they're now really, really cool friends.
Nice.
From being
and
here.
you always bring them here.
And we bring them here.
Too. Thank you.
Which is really, really good. Now, one thing I was going to ask you, now, if someone's got dietary things like gluten-free or vegan or anything, can you adjust your menu so they can get a meal?
We try to always do, like, to accommodate everyone. Sometimes it's a bit harder. And for sure, sometimes there's like recipes, there's a lot of, you know, cream, butter and stuff like that. So it's hard for vegan, but always we try to accommodate everyone. Or like gluten-free, we just remove the bread or this and that. And then vegan, we always try to do the same portion, even though that person is gluten-free or vegan. So we'll put more veggies and stuff. And vegan, you know, or gluten-free, they're always struggling having a good meal here in Zonte or something. So I'm just like, okay, we'll do you something nice and just sit down and enjoy. And they always leave pretty happy.
Awesome. One of my favorite features is Aceptamos Bitcoin.
Yes, for sure.
So, how did you come around to accepting Bitcoin?
How did I start? I think I started actually when it got legal. On the day it got legal, I'm like, oh, okay. And I heard about it in the Philippines in 2017. I should have, but yeah. And I was like, okay, it's legal. So let's just learn about it a bit more. Like what's gonna happen? And we're Bitcoin Beach here, and we are like a few businesses were already accepting Bitcoin, and I wasn't. So I was like, I just got to know a bit better about it, and I was like, okay, that's a second option as a payment. And people are gonna come visit the country just because of that. So I'm like, why not? Let's go, let's do it. And I jumped in.
Was it easy to add Bitcoin to your business?
The easiest thing ever. It's the easiest thing, and that's why I like it too. You download the app and you're ready to go. It takes 2 seconds. It's harder to receive for me a bank payment, and I have to go wait in line for 30 minutes because I don't have a bank card just to get my money out or deposit money. And here also change, like just having change, it's already hard to have. You know, everyone pays with a 20 or a 50 or it's always hard for me. It's like you pay me in Bitcoin, boom, I get it in my phone. I have the option to lock it as a stable coin or keep it as Bitcoin. It's my own choice. And across the river, which is 3-minute walk, I can take out the cash if I want to. So it's really up to me as a business owner.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's cool.
that's really awesome.
Yep.
And then how much sort of down the Bitcoin rabbit hole have you gone? Like, do you take all your Bitcoin out, or do you save or hodl some, or?
Well, we don't want to put you in a situation.
No, sorry.
I don't mind talking about it because I know people say, like when I say I sell my Bitcoin, people don't like it. Or keep it. I don't know. Like it's my own money. I do what I want with it. I want people to respect that. I use Bitcoin as lately I look at the place, it looked good also because of Bitcoin, also because of cash money, also because of bank transfer. It's just a way for me to accept a different, cash option. And yes, I've been selling them at the right time, well, except for yesterday, because right now it's
18.7.
flying, and I'm like, oh no, wow, okay, cool. But then I used it to rebuild the place and make it better. But my goal, it would be to long-term hold it, and I know we're close from there, but I don't want to stop improving my business because I like Bitcoin. I want to hold it for long-term, but yes, I want to use it to make my business better. And right now, that's what I needed it for. So I was just waiting. It just rise a bit. I go sell it, or I put in stable coin, and then I use that cash money to expand the business.
So you've done a few renovations since we first started coming here.
Yeah.
What's the future for Canegue, the cafe, and yourself?
What's the future? The future.
Yeah. Future plans.
Yes. It's hard to say because it's always like the future is always like improving it. But I feel like I'm almost getting to a point I can be comfortable. So we'll see. Maybe a bit of vacation sometimes. But my future would be to have my permanent residency. That's my main goal.
Awesome.
And from there, I want to use El Salvador as a base for me, that I could always come back and feel comfortable and have my business here. The future would be also to have my business running without me being here too much. That would be a very nice goal to achieve. But I know also people like to come to the cafe to say hello to me, or to see the touch I'm putting into it. But the girls that are working for me right now are doing such a great job, and I'm so glad to have them, because they're doing exactly like I wanted, and they're amazing.
Yeah. Because you've spent so many years searching for the waves.
That's right.
Yeah. So you must be feeling at the moment, maybe that, you must get itchy feet, wanting to go search for the waves, even though I know that we've got world-class stays out here, but sometimes you must be going different cultures, different energies.
I've done it for so long, I don't crave it too much right now. But for example, now I closed the cafe on Sunday, and then I left and went to Las Flores, for example, for 3 days. For me, that's a good enough vacation to come back fresh and stuff like that. When I'm gonna have my permanent residency, maybe I would like to go again to Indonesia, or a little quick trip like that, or something like that. But for the moment, I'm still feeling really comfortable here in the country, and I don't want to leave at the moment. I feel very great.
Oh,
Great.
and we love that there's people, locals and foreigners, that are creating these little Bitcoin lifestyle businesses. The people are interesting, the businesses are interesting, and we just enjoy sharing that with the world, because we want people to be inspired by this awesome creativity that's coming along.
Awesome. Like the place you guys posted about the crepe place in.
Yes.
I went to that guy because of you guys, and I loved it.
It's awesome.
The pina colada is epic, and the crepes, I got the Nutella, banana, and strawberry. It was perfect.
And it's sort of showing that, if you've got the right mindset and the will to do it, you can, whether it's El Salvador or whether it's somewhere else, you have the ability to go and do that. Yeah, which is
cool.
Is there anything you would like to share with our audience about where they could come and find you, or inspiration, or something else?
Ooh, that's a big one. I mean, if you love something, just go for it, and don't let nothing stop you, and just believe in yourself. And I don't know what else to say, but just for me, my passion was surfing, and it brought so many good things around it. So I mean, if you focus on something you like, good things are gonna happen around you. So I'm just that. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's perfect Bitcoin philosophy. I think. Yeah, time preference. You've definitely got a time preference of focusing on what you love, which is really cool.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to us today and share your story.
Yeah.
You guys are always welcome, and thanks again for showing up all the time and bringing so many friends around too. I really appreciate it. You guys are always welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. And please like, share, and subscribe this video with anybody you think needs inspiration to go out and do what they love.
Moving to El Salvador, and do you have questions? We're adventurous New Zealanders who bought one-way tickets to El Salvador.
We sold everything and moved to Bitcoin country. Easily benefit from our lessons learned.
Renting a house, buying a car, setting up a business, and of course the most important, getting your residency visa.
And so much more.
We are now enjoying a freer lifestyle.
Creating community with like-minded people, building a brighter Bitcoin future.
Buy our ebook and book a call now.
We look forward to answering any of your questions about Bitcoin and El Salvador today. Join us!